It's a pity you can't see any of it from here. Of course, it stopped when the video starts, but that's fine. Folks getting their Canada Day on. I thought I was gonna have a nice little weekend on my own, but turns out plans have changed. Not this in here. It's a little Honeywell Dehumidifier 40 pint. That is broken, and I can confirm it's probably broken because it freaked out once already with the electronic controls. But I don't think that's really the big problem. This thing's blowing ice cold, and it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be blowing hot. I don't think it's taking any water. And I can certainly check. I don't know what it would do if you pull that while it's running. Cut the compressor at least. I don't think it's really doing anything. There's a filter. And that bucket is completely empty. And this has been running for a while, so that's pretty much junk. It's no surprise. Now it's really upset with me because I dared to do that. I'm gonna move this laptop out of the way so I can actually see what the control says. Yeah, it's supposed to be on, it's not. This is what it did the last time. I could turn it off and back on no matter how many times I do it. It does not come back on, so I think it's got a combination of problems. No refrigerant or lack of refrigerant and electronic control faults. Doesn't surprise me. But the big celebrations have started. You can hear some pretty loud booms, but unfortunately you can't really hear or see anything from here. Which is a little too bad. Yeah, that's the low rumbling is the main celebration. I wonder where that's coming from. Somebody's setting them off over there. Yeah, what a night, man. I just heard the dehumidifier kick back on. The camera will see it. It just looks like lightning. I don't think it will. I think it's too dark. I can see it in the reflection there. I'm not going up high enough to be able to see it. Anyway, see if it's got a date of manufacture on it. 2014. Date manufacture. Nice. It's not even a Honeywell, it's just some generic thing that uses R410A, or at least it used R410A. What I mean by that is, the reason why this is here is because it has stopped working. It was my grandmother's house, and I plugged it in while it was here, and found that it turns on great, and it will run great, but the air output is cold when it should be hot, and it does not take any water out of the air, which is a dead giveaway that it has vented all the refrigerant. Even more so than that, after a while it will shut the compressor off with an error code EC, which indicates that the compressor has overheated. And they're not kidding about that either. So, there's not much else that I could really do with this, because I'm not licensed to handle refrigerant, and quite frankly, it's not even really worth investing the time to put refrigerant into one of these. The cost of refrigerant and the cost of the tools is more than the cost of a brand new one, so what's the point? So, we're going to take it apart in the name of science, see if we can put it back together again, and that'll be the end of that. Alright, well, that's not arduous at all. But there it is, with the cover taken off. And we can very clearly see there's a problem. Not with the blower motor, though. Thing spins nicely. That's actually kind of impressive. But, yeah, all this green is an indication that, the copper has worn off of something. And refrigerant has definitely leaked. From where? Hard to say. Looks like probably from multiple locations, because this entire coil looks like crap. I'm not even really sure how the fins got bent like that. Because it's not like anybody ever really played with it. It just kind of sat in one place forever. Since it was new anyway. 8 years ago. It hasn't really moved much. But yeah, as far as actually finding where the leak is, that's not really necessarily the most possible thing to do, or at least for me, because again, I don't really want to screw too much with any of this, because if I cut one of these to try and put suction on it, it's just going to end up leaking somewhere else anyway, so it might implode too. That would be fun. But anyway, it probably wouldn't implode. I don't think that's technically... I mean, technically it is possible. If you suck all the air out of it too much, but anyway. So, yeah, that green color is a telltale sign that the copper is really, really worn out. So, it's too bad, because the blower motor is still in excellent condition. What kind of compressor is this? Generic China Pride. Well, it's probable somebody can get some use out of it for parts, but it's not really worth recharging one of these things. At least as far as I'm aware. Maybe the price of R410A is not quite as bad as some of the others, but these modern things suck. And this is why. They don't last very long. I'm not really sure why, because I don't think the material is that much different. They're made with more plastic, but plastic doesn't rust like this, so I don't really understand why that's made a change. Might just be the amount of metal, or maybe the quality of metal that goes into it, because I mean China, but... Alright, this thing that you see right here is the humidistat. I'm pointing it out because the last time I tore apart a malfunctioning dehumidifier, somebody got upset with me, and they're like, well, it could be not working because the humidistat's broken. To which I reply, hobsnockers. There's no way that would actually be the failure mode, because when you put it into continuous mode, this doesn't matter. It's going to run the compressor forever. So it would be taking water out, and it was not. And this one was not either. So, again, we got the same failure mode between both of them. So, I've actually got the back cover on now. It's not terrible, it's just aligning it is kind of a pain. And in order to remove the cover, you actually have to remove this little thing here. It's not necessarily the best design in the world, but it's just a press fit, really. Oh, I got it back together somehow. No extra screws, no broken plastic pieces. as far as I know anyway. I am going to plug it in because somebody will get mad if I don't. Why didn't you give me a demonstration of it not working? Because it's a waste of electricity, but whatever. There, it beeped at me. Electronic controls came on. Press power. Heard the compressor. Maybe. Fans on. It's a slow fan speed. You can really hear that compressor now. Not sure what that filter button is supposed to do. You can hear the compressor. It should be blowing more warm air right now. I can't prove it, but it is certainly not. I'm telling you, sometimes I really forget the tools that I've got. I can prove it to you. So, I think this is running out of batteries, but we'll try and get some ambient. Just get something of an idea what the ambient is. About 20 degrees, give or take. So, front of this is maybe a little bit cooler, but this should be blowing out hot air. And yeah, it's not blowing out hot air, as you can probably see. So there you go, there's your proof. She's done, like dinner.